Hey everyone, welcome back to Logic Bombs. Today we'll begin row 4. Okay, no new mechanic this time. We're going to go ahead and make these columns completely empty as they are required to be. What else can we learn from all this? One zone, which is good. We have our one slime friend there. Let's see. We either have bombs going that way or going up and down. And I'm genuinely not sure which way it's going to be. Oh, well, Looking at this, which way will it be? Interesting. Okay. Is there a logical rule we can use here to figure this out? We have the 4s here in the middle, and then we have 2s here in the middle too. So what that means is that we probably have let me just see for myself how that actually like maps out here. So if we do this, for example, this is not what I think the solution is. I just want to kind of like look at this and see how that affects things. Then we have like those 4, for example. Okay, so there's only 2 in every row. That's how it works for us mathematically. I mean, I guess we could have more than 2 in it. How would we do that, though? Because if we have this exact configuration, then every single logic rule, Picross style, is confirmed. So I'm going to work under the assumption that every row only has 2 of the walls in it for the time being. And with that, I guess we got to figure out where they're going to go. If we end up having, let's see. Oh, we can't have these guys go across because then we would have to have walls here in the middle that stop. Oh wait, no, we could have like that and that and that and that and that and that pretty comfortably actually. That's straight up a lie. I was gonna lie to y'all, and that's no good. If we're doing this, then this would have to be like that. Or one of these two would have to be a wall at least. And if we're doing like this, then at least one of these has to be a wall. Is that feasible? Is that good? Does that work? Oh, this is tricky. This is not an easy one. So then what? If we, let's say, for example, have all of these go sideways, and all of those go sideways, and all of those go sideways. Wait, let's do that logic experiment again. Let's say we put nothing in those in these rows here, right? Put nothing in the rows with no question marks, or with the question marks. Let's just say like I don't know. This is all, of course, so badly done, but yeah, we can't solve this unless we put some blocks in those question mark rows. So let's go ahead and work under that assumption. we're not making these horizontal like that. These ones have to be vertical. Then with that solved, we can go ahead and put solve these ones, which make these also solved, which then what is next? Just because we have these does not mean that these ones have to be vertical as well. They could also be sideways, of course, or horizontal, I mean. Yeah, what do we do next with this? Okay. We if these are connected, then there's nowhere to put these walls. So these ones also have to be vertical for a very similar reason. And then these guys just have to have the 2 in the middle for that reason. So these are all have to be vertical. So I was what's the word, wrong earlier. 2, 2, 2, 2. Oh, these are also solved. So then that makes all of these empty. And then just looking at this, I think that's probably the solution, but we'll find out if I'm wrong in a second. And I was not wrong. Huge. Oh, look at this. You have to solve them one by one. 39. Okay. I think what this is saying is that everything in this row is going to add up to 39, which it looks like that's true. I'm just going to assume that's true on this face value. All of these equal 39. Let's see if that actually maths out. 11, 13, 17, 25, 29, 31, 39. So they're saying that, is it all of these equal 39 or including the missing question mark? Is it including the missing question mark? I'm going to assume no. I'm going to assume that all of them have to equal 30. But they're not saying if they equals 39 or here with that. I feel like that's the point, though, so they can see that there's nothing in the question mark spots. Right? We'll go with that for now. I'm gonna move forward under the assumption that it includes the question marks in the summation calculation. Because that feels like a more useful tool for puzzle making. What's next? This is solved. This is solved. This is empty. This is empty. Solved. Solved. Well, that has to be there, and that has to be there. To stop the bombs from hitting the monster's not supposed to. Those ones. Those ones. Empty. That one. Okay, so it's including summation then, or it's including the question marks. Why didn't they make that the first one of the whatever? Let's see. Huh. Okay, we have more question marks here that are, of course, doing their thing, and I assume not part of the summation. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11. So then all of these are also empty, question mark? Gotta be, right? What does that do for us? 2 zones? Oh no, they can't be. Because then the slimes are connected. Wait, so then all they tell us is it literally all they tell us that there's just 11 numbers there and the question marks aren't a part of it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 11. Oh, you know what? All this tells us is that there's one more that's not accounted for. Oh, I get it. Okay. We can look at the difference of these two to figure out how many are unaccounted for in this in the columns. There is exactly one unaccounted for somewhere because this is 12 minus 11. It has to be somewhere in this column because otherwise, if this is all empty, the slimes touch. Wow, okay, gotcha. So somewhere in there is a wall. Where? Who knows? And we had to wall off the two zones. And these guys, well, this guy has to connect with this guy. There's no way around it. And one of these slimes has got to be in cohorts with the monster. And it's probably this guy. Okay, well, we can't have both of these be empty because then the slimes will touch. So all these are empty. This is entirely empty, so is this. One of these is a wall. Other one is not. Oh, I looked at the zero and I'm like, oh, it's a zero column. No, that's just the summation thing. Hmm. What what can we learn from this? What would determine which one of these becomes part of the whole like slime situation? So not like that at all. We need to have a horizontal thing going here. Which one, two? That can't be where the horizontal begins because you need to go out like this. Horizontal is probably here. That should solve all of our problems. Huge. Next up, we make this row all empty. That's almost solved. 4 zones! 4 slimes, 4 zones. Oh no! Oh no. Okay. We'll survive, I suspect. Only one wall. The wall has to go here to stop the two mines from hitting each other. So we know that these mines take out those guys. Is the same true down here? What does this mean? The only guy who can hit this monster is this one. So this one has to go do his thing over here. There has to be a wall there, therefore these two are non-walls. That solves this column here. That solves these middle rows here. And that requires us to put a wall there and there. A wall there and there, as we already know. A wall there and there. Yeah, I think that's all that solved. Let's see, what's next? 5. Is this solved? No, it's one away from being solved. But we need to... Oh, this is solved as well. What else can we look at now? Hmm. We want to contain these slimes in over here, which to me means blocking them off like this right now, right? But exactly how we do that is still unclear. Hmm. This guy's already part of the main thing, so we need to have this guy connect with this row up here and this one with this row down here. How exactly? IDK. Oh wait, what am I doing? This has to be the wall, because if this is not, then okay, one of these two has to be the wall, because if not that, then like over here it connects. So all of these are empty, for example. Yeah, all of those are empty. One, two, three, four. Hmm. Is it symmetrical? Are we getting symmetrical vibes from this? Like we put this there and this there. Well, it's the same thing here. All these have to be empty, because otherwise, if you put like the wall there, this can connect there, up through there. Um, yeah, because like look, if we yeah something like that. Hmm. Just looking at this, I'm now realizing there's only two more walls in this whole area. One of them has got to be here, and one of them has got to be there. So that closes that down somewhat. If the wall truly is here, then this connects there, so it can't be there. That has to be open. That forces the wall to be there, and then forces the wall to be there. Same issue here. It can't be there, because if it is, and then that forces that to be a wall. Therefore, that's not a wall, and therefore that is a wall. Empty. What else is solved? Anything else? No, I don't think so. No, that's empty as well. Oops. What's next? We know for sure that there's one more wall there, one more wall there. I what do I think? One, 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 one. There's also two walls somewhere in here, though I guess that makes sense to block off things like that. Meanwhile, these have to be exposed. Should have clocked that earlier. Therefore, that's finished. That's finished. That's finished. That these have to be walls to finish out the level. Boom. That wasn't so bad. Next up. Oh, we've got a bunch of zero bombs. You're already just fully handled. No summation stuff. They're really not leaning heavy into the summation stuff right now, which is kind of weird. These have to be walls to stop the immediate bombs hitting each other thing. You need to have one here and one here to stop the bombs from hitting those guys. Therefore, this is empty and that's a wall. Therefore, this has to be empty to keep it one contiguous zone. This also has to be empty for that exact same reason. Very similar thing here where one wall there, that has to be empty. One wall here, one wall there, that has to be empty. That puts a wall there. This has to be a wall here to stop it from hitting the monsters. Same is true there. Therefore, 5 walls? Oh, man. Hmm. We for sure have to stop. That's going to happen anyway. I guess you could fill up all of these and then leave those empty, but that's not possible because the slime is going to be in the way. Oh, that's a wall there too. Therefore, all of these are empty. You only have one more wall in this section here. What does it mean if all those are empty? Not much, TB totally H. This also has to be empty because of one wall in here to stop it from hitting the monsters. Also here, one wall in here to stop it from hitting the monsters. This is also empty. That forces this to be a wall. That forces this to be a wall. That's empty. That's empty. We are one away from solving the top row. Next up, what's next? We need one in here and one in here to stop them from hitting the monsters. Therefore, this is empty. Does that say anything about our current situation? I don't think so. We need this guy here. We need one more in here. Therefore, these are both empty. If that's empty, then this has to be a wall. If that has to be a wall, then there has to be a wall in here somewhere to stop these bonds from colliding. Therefore, this is empty, and therefore this is solved. This is also solved, completely empty. With that empty, this has to be a wall. What's next? What's next? Just thinking for a second. Oh, this has to be a wall to stop these bombs from colliding. Therefore, that's solved. One more away from solving this column here. This is empty due to we need one more over here. Is that true anywhere else? No, they've already handled basically all of those situations. Are there any bombs that are locked in somewhere? Yes. This has to be empty to stop these guys from getting trapped in there. That solves this column. This is now empty. That solves this column. That solves that. Solved. Solved. No, not solved. That's solved. That's empty. That's solved. That's empty. Oh no, where'd I screw up? Okay, locking in. 2, 3. Okay. That's correct. That is not correct. No, that is correct. That's 2. That's 3. That's 3. That's 3. That's 5. That's 2. That's 2. That's 3. That's 2. Where'd I screw up? 4, 3. 3 plus wall is incorrect. Oh no, I messed up something fundamental here then. Oh, look at that. That's 4. Oops. Are there any superfluous walls right now? There's a superfluous one down here. That is for sure superfluous. Oh, and that's locked in now. Oh, how do we get these guys not locked in like that? Also superfluous here. Oh, I just screwed this up somewhere. Do I really want to unpick this lock like that? No. We're going to reset to come back to it. We'll finish that one off at the end if we're feeling like it. 34 versus 41. So there are what? 7 unaccounted for in these two. Oh no, there's also those in the question marks. There could be a. Oh no. Interesting. Okay, we'll see if we can work out how to use that to our advantage later on. Meanwhile, we got a bunch of bomb rules to figure out. Uh, only one zone, which is good, which is nice. Hmm. Sorry, just looking at these monsters and bombs. Are there any monsters that can only be hit by? Okay, how it's gonna work is that each of these is gonna hit one middle section and one side section. Like this guy might hit these guys and these guys, for example, leaving this guy to pick up the slack there. Hmm. Are there any obvious places to start? I'm not seeing anything obvious. Only one bomb in here, which means that at least one of these guys is hidden in one of these monsters. What happens if both do it? Or sorry, what happens if both do it? Is there a problem with that? No, not intrinsically. It looks like. So we go ahead and we do a. Yeah, just somewhere in there is the bomb. Five. There's five walls in here somewhere. That means no matter what, at least one guy is getting blocked here and has to go off to the side. Okay. We know there's at least seven more represented in the up down thing than in the left right thing. What does that tell us? Almost nothing, it seems. Hmm. 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 Curious. I've got nothing, I think. Let's go back to that prior puzzle, the one that I felt pretty good about until I screwed up at the very last second. Gotta be a wall there. Gotta be a wall there. Let's just quickly go ahead and tighten this one up. Um, these are empty. Has to be empty. This is empty. No guarantee there. Has to be empty. That is forced to be the thing. These are empty because this one has to be where it is. This one also has to all be empty because there have to be the walls in there, making all of this solved. That's also solved right there. That has to be open. That has to be open. That has to be a thing. That has to be a thing. That has to be a wall as well. Empty, empty. If there's a wall here or here, then, and if there's a wall there, therefore that has to be like that to make sure we don't get stuck down here. Uh, that's solved, by the way. Hmm. That has to be a wall. That's solved. Not solved. That's just empty. Sorry, just trying to get this one quickly, given that we've been here before. Yeah, we need one more in there, so that's got to be empty. Therefore, that's the spot. That's solved. Not that it matters all that much. TB totally H. That's that. Therefore, this has to be there, and that's that. This has to be open as well. Solving this column. Therefore, that's empty. This is also forced to be empty. That's a wall. What else are we looking at here? That's empty. Therefore, this is solved. Therefore, those are empty. Therefore, empty, wall, wall, empty, empty, wall, empty. What? There's a spot I missed somewhere? Oh man, okay. Where's the discrepancy? 6, 2, 3, 3. How many are wrong? Fewer than 3 wrong, thankfully. 5, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 4, 7, 2, 4, 3, 2, 2. Then what's the discrepancy? It's all one zone, right? That all connects into the middle. That all connects to the middle. This doesn't. Got it. Yeah, that's the problem. That would be a problem. Those ones have to be there. Oh, how do we open this up? That one has to be there. Then by nature, that one also has to be there. Those are untouchable. These guys seem, I don't know. You could probably substantiate like a, and then kind of vibe. What's wrong then? Oh. Huge. Solving problems after they happen is definitely not the best way to play this game, but hey, oh, what are you going to do? Okay, let's go to this level. 53 versus 59. That means there are 6 unaccounted for somewhere in this region here. Only 6. Wow, that's actually a pretty small number to work with. This has to be walls by the nature of it being slimes. We can't have them connect. Therefore, these guys, well, that's already a given, but are bombing those individual things. That means the slimes are probably going to meet up with these guys down here and these guys up here. Probably. No guarantees, of course. What are the next couple steps here? The 8s are interesting. They give us an awful lot of 8s. I know that this top section is way more open because there's only like 6 in these top 3 rows. So if there is 6 and 8, then that means that there are 14 up here. Then there's 32, 37 down here. How big of an area even is that? This is 50 tiles total, so 37 of them will be filled. Well, I can think of one way to do that. That's a start. Um, let's just try this and see how far this gets us. Oh, no, see, that's already a violation right there. That said, I don't really see a world where, for example, like, these guys aren't filled in. Or these guys, because, like, what, you, like, gonna go in, then back out, just to, like, block off the... No, there's no way to... I guess you could make a shape that's, like, this, and this, and this, and this. And then... Not even that, though, because... Yeah, if we're not going to connect both ends, though. Obvi. Just doing this because we know for a fact the only other empty space here will be the one with which they escape. So just blocking off those now. We can get rid of those. Those aren't actually real solution blocks. Maybe they are actually. Because, like, what? Literally, like, let's optimize this. We put in 2 here. We put in 2 there. We can't go back up. We put in 2 there. We literally can't reach those. No matter how hard you try, you cannot reach these blocks. Yeah, okay. And that's true for these ones as well. No matter how hard you try, you cannot reach those blocks. How close are we to solving these guys? 5 and 6. Ooh, 1 block away from solving this guy. That's huge. Yeah, and that's true here too. These guys have to be like that, which makes this all empty. I think we found our solution, guys. Yeah, what happens now? Huge. Wow. I can't believe that one actually pulled through. Next up, we make this all empty. Same goes there, and there, and there. 1 zone. Yay, what fun. He's already touching every single monster. And the monsters, by definition, will touch the bombs, so it's already all connected, basically. We're not looking for connecting things. Let's look at our 1s. We can either put a 1 here, or there. Now that's interesting. Yeah, what's the obvious first step here? Okay, with these ones, whoever hits it is going to hit all 3 of them. Which means that this block is already accounted for because one of them has to block off themselves from hitting them. Therefore, all of these are empty. Is a similar thing true anywhere else? I don't think so. Well, let's logic that out then. If this guy has to do them all at once, then let's say that's this guy. This guy has to do all of these at once, therefore he has to do all of them. Oh, so no matter what, these are all going to be connected in the middle. There's no halvesies here. Therefore, this is solved. Therefore, that is solved and that is solved. Oops. Empty. Empty. Block there. Empty. Empty, block there, empty, 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 block there. That wasn't so bad at all. Let's go back to this one. That's one that's been a nuisance. There's gotta be some sort of way to, like, a process that I'm not thinking of. Um, Notably, it's also, at least monster-wise, quite symmetrical. Obviously, the blocks are going to be non-symmetrical given the unusual numbering going on here. But we for sure need one here and here on each side of the slime to protect the slime. And that doesn't really do anything for us. Oh, we have for sure. At least one monster gets deaded here. At least one monster gets deaded there. Or at least one monster gets protected there. Let's just see how let's just model how this works. There's no way for both of the airspaces in the 8s to be here, because then who kills these monsters here? And that's all I got. 3 here, meaning that 1, 2, 3. Oh, interesting. One of these guys has to go full vertical. Like this guy over here, for example. What is that? What are the implications of that? That means if one guy has to go full vertical, then that means one of these guys has to go straight down. Hmm. What does that implicate? What does that imply for us? Like, seriously. 5, 7, 8. 8's great. 8's a great number to work with, but oh well, if one of them has to go full vertical, that means, yeah, with 3 we can't block off this on both ends because then no one can get him. That means both of these have to be blocked off from the get-go, forcing him to go up, him to go up, him to go down, him to go down, and block, solved. That then implies the block has to be somewhere in here, because if not, then if the block's there, he gets both, so that has to be empty. Same goes there, block is somewhere in there. That means that there's a block here and a block here, and that's empty. And we go on. Block. No, why? Yes, block, empty. Now we just got to figure out the. No, that doesn't work either. No, what did I do wrong here? Something's wrong here because we have to have. Return this one again. Let me see if my logic from the beginning holds up. What I was saying is that because of these, because we have 3 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we can't have both of these be blocked off. Therefore, one of these has to be open. Therefore, both of these have to be blocked off by its nature. Therefore, in order to get the one off, we have to get these guys. That forces these guys to be blocked off and these guys to go down. Great. Well, if that's blocked off, that column is solved like that, right? Yes, like that. This is also solved. That forces this guy to get him blocked off from there. It also forces there to be a wall here to stop this bomb from hitting that slime. Meanwhile, in order to get the 1, this guy has to go here. Does that tell us anything else about this board state? Any other solved rows as a result of this whole thing? Well, there has to be a block somewhere in here. The block can't be attacking this guy. Therefore, the block has to go there, and he goes there, and that wall is there, and you go there, and this column is solved, right? Hopefully. Empty. Empty. I feel like we're close to solving a couple of these rows. 1, 2. This one's solved. This one's not solved. We go on. Hmm. I feel like we can solve this one. We're so close to solving this particular row. Do we have any insights into... Well, okay, one of these two has to be the one that is the air. Therefore, all of these are walls. What does that tell us? Not very much. These are also all walls. That's solved. Therefore, that is... Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? That has to be open. What am I doing here? Oh, that's solved. Okay. That's solved. What does that tell us? Question mark. Well, okay, this guy has to go there, therefore that's there, therefore up, boom, empty. Therefore, this is now solved, which gets us a little bit closer, I guess. That doesn't work. That just that has to be empty, but that has to be a wall then. Oh, what am I doing here? Oh, what is going... Oh, no, I'm screwing that one up bad. Okay, we're gonna come back to that one next time. I'm gonna solve one more in the row to make up for that awful performance I just pulled. Oh, it's so many zones! This should be a treat to figure out. Low numbers. Let's start with low numbers here. We can't have a thing there. It has to be one there, one there. Because otherwise, if we have like one there, like one there and one there, then this is a problem. Um, low numbers, low numbers. We gotta have at least one in there because we can't have like. Doesn't really help us though. At least not right now. For the exact same reason, we gotta have an empty space there because we can't have like these connecting like that, for example. Oh, one in there, one in there. Yeah, I feel like the twos are like magic right now. It has to be empty there because if we don't, then the bombs will explode into each other. Any other exploding bomb friends? I mean, yeah, one. We need some stuff there. What's going on next? What's going on next? Hmm. 3, 4. Let's look at these one rows. Or honestly, the low rows with what are the other close ones? We gotta have. We can't have those connect like that. We can't have. Are there any spots where a single one will connect to two things? I don't think so. Um, yeah, I'm seeing spots where a single guy or a single empty space would connect two slime groups together. Probably a good thing from a puzzle design standpoint, but annoying for me in this exact moment. Hmm. 7. There's only one we gotta rule out here. Hmm. Okay, let's actually evaluate every single one because I feel like I've been jumping around a lot and not actually giving every single column in a row the proper time it deserves. One, yeah, self-explanatory. Oh well, these have to be empty because if we put it up there, then these guys will connect like that. Does that help at all? Not particularly, but every square is a achievement. No knowledge to be gleaned from that. No knowledge really to be gleaned from that. No knowledge really to be gleaned from that. No, 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 and I don't think so. 3, no, 4. I don't think so. 2, we can't have that, but that's self-explanatory. 5, interesting. 2, 5, 1. We're one away from solving this entire row. But I feel like solving one of these rows and like figuring out like where the square is here, for example, will be much more help. 3, just listen off numbers now. Are there any other funny bomb interactions we have to prevent? Well, we can't have this happen. So one of them has to be in this section here to stop that collision from happening. Another one somewhere in here to stop that collision from happening. Oh, how do we stop this or that from happening with only 3 blocks? Put a block there. We have 2 more blocks to spend. You put those 2 there, it still happens. We put that there, that still happens. Is there any way to do this with that empty? Is there any way to do this with... Does that one have to be empty? No, I don't think so. I'm not going to get very far with that, I think. We'll see. Okay. The only way to make this work is to have either this to stop all the riffraff from getting through, or to have a block there, and then who cares where. Not helpful. Not helpful at all. So curious. Let's try the next level. See if that gets us any better progress. I want to get one more done before we're done for today. Are there any monsters that only one bomb can get? No, 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 and no, and no. No summation rule, and it's all one zone. Okay, so this guy is for sure going to get begotten by one of these because we only have one wall to place. That forces a wall to be put there. That empties all this, forcing us to put these guys in that line of fire. That's a wall there. That's a wall there. This guy has to get that guy. Wall there. This guy gets that guy. Wall somewhere in here. Any other solved rows? No, not quite yet. That does mean you have to get him. You have to get these 2, and you have to get him. Wall, wall. Empty. 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 Empty, empty. You're solved? And empty, empty, empty. Oh, you have to have a wall there. Empty. Is anyone else or anything else solved? Wall there. Empty. Wall there. And wall there. Tremendous. Proven to myself, I've still got it. With that, we'll finish up row 4 next time around. Thanks for watching.